Okay, so I'm going to do a top five most worn, but there are 12 fragrances here. There's a tie for third, and there's a tie for fifth. So the tie for fifth has six fragrances, and the tie for third has two. So I'm gonna get cracking. These are me most worn fragrances for spring and summer 2021. Tied for fifth. Brace yourselves. This might take a little while. Tied for fifth. We'll start off with L'Ombre Low by Diptyque. It smells like that rose perfume that you used to make at home when you were a kid. You used to collect like stems and everything and leaves and petals, and you used to put them all in the water, and then you used to extract the water and all that sort of crap. And it was awful. But this is not. This is really good. Um, this smells like the goo from the middle of like at the middle of a stem. Like the the fluid that's inside like plants that transports like the water and all the minerals around. This is what that smells like, but like of a rose plant. It's really nice. It's really, really nice. Very, very beautiful fragrance. Um, very classy. So it's very real as well, though. So I would definitely look into it. And I really like it because some days you just wake up and it's like a if it's this is a perfect fragrance for like rain, which obviously it rains loads in the spring and summer here in England. So there we are. But this was first tie for fifth. Second tie for fifth, Vetiver Oriental by Serge Luton. This is beautiful. This is warm, but it's also slightly green. It's got that chocolate. It's also got a very classy feel. Um, and you couldn't really wear this with. I mean, you could wear it with tracksuit and t-shirt if you wanted to, but I mean, to be fair, I do as well sometimes because, like, if I'm just like lurking about, if I'm not going anywhere, I like to dress comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Um, but this is absolutely beautiful. You can dress this up hugely if you wanted to. Um, it is, and it is a lot. It's a more, it's one of Serge Luton's more sort of classy, less experimental, like classic perfumes. It's vetiver and chocolate is such a strange combination, yet it works. I think that's the essence of Serge Luton's. Um, it really is like you can smell it. I think you can smell a Serge Luton's a mile away, especially the older stuff. Um, and this is a Palais Royal bottle. In case you had noticed that little thing there, it's a Palais Royal bottle. I've got a lot of these because I found them somewhere for like £50 a bottle, and I bought like five or six. Um, because I still love Serge Lutens. I don't have any of the newer bottles. I've got a couple of the Graziels, but I don't have any of like the new 50 and 100 ml bottles. Um, I might get La Couche de Diable because that's quite nice. But I've been. I mean, when Serge Luton gets it right, he gets it right big time. But when he gets it wrong, for me, like, wow, like there's no question that I could ever wear some of the stuff that he's produced because it's not good. I can't remember what the one I'm thinking of now. If I do remember it, I'll put it in the comments. But there's one of them that's just absolutely outrageous, and you couldn't possibly wear it. Um, but this is beautiful, and I wore this quite a lot during spring summer 2021. Next, you've already seen it in the background. The big man, the big unit. Look at the dent in that bottle. That is outrageous. That's a 125 ml bottle. This is Pavarotti, patchouli, honey. It's a gourmand, but also fresh. It's very Italian. Look, his head comes off. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful patchouli honey fragrance, a gourmand without smelling like any particular food. It smells like food cooking on the wind, like a kitchen, like an Italian kitchen. The way I described it was imagine walking down the high street of an Italian village, and it's about 11, half 11 in the morning, and everybody's like starting to begin to make the midday meal, and there are like lots of different food smells in the air, but you've also got the sunshine and you've got the warmth. The day's starting to warm up. You've got that you can smell the view as well. You know, you can see like the rolling Italian countryside stretching out in front of you. It's absolutely stunning. It is absolutely beautiful. The best celebrity fragrance ever made. Up there with Alain Delon's Iquitos for me. Absolutely amazing. And I wore this a lot as well during the last summer. This is a year-round fragrance. You could wear this any season you want. There's a I would say that the same as vetiver oriental as well. The juice colour is absolutely lovely as well. It's like a golden. It doesn't look like piss. No, it doesn't. It's like a golden yellow colour though. Like it smells the same colour that it looks, and it's not piss. Stop that. Another is music for a while. I got a bottle of this and wore this a lot, especially during the last couple of months. I found it very fresh. I found the pineapple and the lavender to be extremely fresh. The lavender is exactly the same lavender note that's in Tom Ford, Beau de Jour. So if you ever get the chance to compare the two, compare just the lavender notes by themselves, and you will smell they're exactly the same. So whoever owns both the companies must have found a new distillation technique and just like bought it. Or bought like a huge batch of the same lavender, because it smells very, very similar. Or they've taken the lavender from the same palette, because I believe that a lot of that goes on. I might do like a discussion video where I think like how ingredients are like sourced and used amongst like the big companies. But it would just be a personal opinion. But I also wore this as well. This is lovely. It's caramel, sugar, lavender, pineapple. Just notes. This is one of the skills of a perfumer, taking notes that don't belong anywhere near each other. They're not earthly right to be anywhere near each other. Chalk and cheese. And yet, makes them work. Next, tied. These are all tied for 5th, by the way. I wore these all exactly the same number of times. I tallied it up and all sorts. This is Safari. This is a vintage Cosmere Safari. Cosmere Safari, aren't they? I don't know if you'll make that out. No, you're not going to focus, are you? Because you're a bastard. This is a Cosmere Safari. This is from the 90s, so it's a 90s bottle, I believe. And it's got like real oak moss in it and stuff like that. It's absolutely beautiful. Let's have a spray just to... Yeah, it's like a fresh... It smells like, I'll tell you, it's got a touch of Polo Sport to it, like a vintage Polo. If you ever... Anybody of a certain age would have worn Polo Sport in the late 90s. And it's got that sort of neroli like freshness to it. I don't know if there's neroli in this, but it's certainly like it's got that freshness in it. It's got like quite a good depth to it as well with the oak moss, and it's a beautiful fragrance. The bottle's lovely as well. I'm not sure about this shitty plastic thing that's attached to the front, but it's got no lid either because it's a tester. I could only get the vintage and testers, and as you've heard on this channel before, I'm willing to purchase testers if it means I get the vintage. And there should be no discrimination against testers, because you will get cheaper, but sometimes you'll find a gem. There are quite a few bottles in my collection without a lid, and I'm willing to sacrifice a lid for the juice. So that's Safari, vintage Safari by Ralph Lauren, and then last of the top 5 of the 5th placed is Cartier Roadster. That is another massive dent in that bottle. That is thick. Love this bottle as well. It fits so ergonomic in the hand. It's absolutely lovely. It's meant to be, what that is meant to be is like the top of a watch face, and that's the thing to make the time, screw the time into place, like turn the time to the right place. So it's not like a rocket or a dog's willy. It's Cartier Roadster, and it's beautiful mint, patchouli. I want to say patchouli. Has it got patchouli? I think so. Apple. It feels like it's got in, but it's lovely, and it's recently been discontinued. So find while it's still cheap, because this is the type of fragrance that'll be worth a lot of money in 5 years. This is the type of thing. It's not investment advice, but save yourself some money. That's what this is. If you like it, buy it now. I've got it back up, and I'd buy more. This is what a designer fragrance should be like. Not that Cartier is a designer house, but it's a watch brand. But it doesn't just make fragrances. I don't want to get into the nature of niche versus designer on this video. That's a topic for another time. But this is lovely. This is what a designer fragrance. It should be different. It should smell nice. It should smell simple. It should smell good, and it shouldn't smell like just everything else. So yes, that is the top. That is number 5. Now, number 4. Number 4 is this. This is Malto by Smalto. I'm a huge fan of the Smalto brand. They've made some absolutely terrific fragrances. Apart from one of them was absolutely awful. I forget what it was called, but it's in like it's got a twisty top. And it's woeful. The other 3 are magnificent. Smalto Pour Homme is one of my favourite fragrances. This is one of my favourite fragrances, and Full Choke is absolutely amazing as well, even though it looks like a cock. The bottle definitely looks like a cock. Like almost obscenely so, like you feel a bit weird holding it. So yeah, I might do a video about the House of Smalto. Anyway, this is lavender and sandalwood, and it's definitely got the Smalto vibe to it. I don't want to say the Smalto ard, like the Guerlain ard. But this is absolutely beautiful. Lavender and sandalwood stand out to me, and it's good quality, and it smells classy, and it smells a little not dated, but you can certainly tell it's from a happier time. Put it like that. It's very clean, very classy, very aromatic at the top. I forget what's in it now, because I've just knocked this video up quickly. It's already running longer than I thought it was going to. But this is beautiful. If you can try this, see if you can get a bottle or a sample of it. It's absolutely beautiful. But this is getting more difficult to find now as well. So this was number 4. In third place is the tie, and the first of the two fragrances that are in third is Paco Rabanne Pour Homme. I can't really say anything about this. This is just the bottle that I've been using at the minute. I think this is a mid-90s bottle. I've got 80s bottles of it, with the raised P there. It's a different bottle design, but this is, I think, from the mid-90s. I've got a couple of lads who will be able to put us straight. A couple of stash bros. They'll be able to put us straight if I'm misdiagnosing this as what age it is. But it's absolutely stunning. It's just clean. It's fresh. This is another one you could wear all year round as well. It's a signature scent. This is, again, what I was saying about Cartier. This is what designer perfume should be. It's quality. It's classy. It lasts for ages. It smells like you've paid more money for it than you have. Not paid less money for it than you have, which is what I think a lot of designer fragrances smell like now. It's blended beautifully. I'm sure you've smelled it. If you haven't, you should. But see if you can get an older bottle if possible. They're still out there. Also tied for third is June. June Pour Homme by Dior. When I bought this because I thought it was, discontinued. And so it has been. It has been discontinued. So I bought a bottle of it, and then I bought another bottle of it, and I wore it a few times, and I thought, I was like, it's not really that good. It's a bit meh. It's like fig and like something fizzy in the background. And then just over time, you can imagine, I've got like 250 cents. I mean, look, that's a big dent in any one perfume. Put a dent like that in a perfume when you've got a large collection, I'm sure you know. It says something. I've really come to love this. It's very easy. I look forward to wearing it. I miss it when I don't wear it. It's beautiful. You should try it. This is, for me, this is unisex. There's nothing Pour Homme about this. There's a couple in here that lean more like masculine than feminine. But this, I think this is beautiful on anyone. It's lovely. It's a lovely fig fragrance, now discontinued from Dior. In second, and this shocked me. This is the. Sorry, that's a message. That was a message. In second, right? This shocked me. Oh, this is Parle-moi de Parfum by this is Parle-moi de Parfum. That's the house. The fragrance is Orris Tattoo. I bought this on a friend's recommendation, and put an alright dent. And I've only had it for a few months. I wore this more in the spring than in the summer. It's very thick. It's very dense. It's like a neat. I say it's like a niche version of Prada Infusion Dom. I don't think this is as good as Infusion Dom. I've got a mixed relationship with this fragrance. Sometimes I really like it, and sometimes I really don't. I think it's one-dimensional. I think it's modern perfumery, but not in a good way. It's Michel Almerac, the same perfumer, one of the perfumers that made Gucci Pour Homme 1, or Gucci Pour Homme 2, one of them. And he made Fahrenheit as well. So he's a good perfumer. Michel Almerac certainly knows what he's doing. And this brand's got some other stuff. I know Eugene bought it. I think the Papyrus Oud. But for me, this is one dimensional. I don't know, and I'm going to come back to it next year when I get the spring and summer perfumes out. I'm going to come back to it, and I'm going to try and reconcile me with it. I'd like to give fragrances at least a year or two, unless they're absolutely rubbish. And this isn't a poor fragrance. I just don't think I like it that much. But this was clear second. It was clear of the other one. So I've been trying to wear it, and I've been trying to understand it, and it has challenged us, being so unflinchingly one-dimensional and modern. So that was number 2. In number 1, clearly number 1 by its own, this perfume, Loewe Pour Homme. And I've got a couple of vintage bottles of the Parahombra, which is even better than this version. This version's an early 2000s version. This is a 180ml bottle. Look at the dent I've put in it. There's at least 30 to 40 mils gone from that. It's a big bottle. That is a big boy bottle. That's the Serge Lutens. I mean, the depth of the Serge. That's not a very good comparison for height. But the Serge Lutens is a little dinky little bottle. This thing's a big unit. It's a big barrel of fragrance, that. Absolutely magnificent. One of the only lemons I ever loved. It's lemon, lavender, oak moss, I want to say. But it's just fresh and clean, lasts all day, and it changes, and it's pretty without being feminine, if that makes sense, without being like girly, not feminine. It's pretty without being feminine. It's good. It's nice to smell, especially in the high heat. It's got strength. It's got power. It's got craft. It's got a lot of things going for it, and I really like it. And especially in the high heat, it makes you smell fresh and clean and not at all sweaty. And I would highly recommend that you try to find it. It comes in a new bottle now, because I think the Loewe have relaunched it. And that is it. They are my top 5. Top 5. There's 12 fragrances here, but these are the fragrances that came in at the top 5 positions, even if some of them were split. So there we are. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for my text message going off, and I'll see you again soon.